Like, because there's so
I
many different
want to. This is something I want to share. One thing.
Yeah, good.
I want to share one thing that I learned from Brian Earhart earlier this year at the clinic at the Memorial, and I think it's some of the best advice I've ever heard before. We as humans, from birth, I mean, from when we learn like words and we start understanding the world, we kind of put things in boxes. It's something that we naturally do in school and with parenting techniques. And just when we learn things, we learn that things are either A, good, or B, bad. And we do that so much that when we throw a shot, we kind of immediately classify something as A, being good, or B, being bad. Recognizing that a shot is bad does zero for us, right? We're thinking out there, that shot sucked, or that shot was bad. You're doing nothing but reinforcing negative thoughts in your brain, which doesn't help us perform the next shot. You're reinforcing these negative beliefs, which then carry on to the next shot, and then can continue to take your round down the tunnel. So instead of saying bad, recognize the one thing. You don't want to say, oh, that shot was good. We want to be honest with ourselves, but we need to recognize or focus on the thing that you maybe messed up a little bit. And be very cognizant of your body and what things you did well and what things you did not do well. So let's say you missed a shot because you pulled it right. Maybe why did you pull right? Or say to yourself, that was a little bit right. Next time I need to be a little bit straight. Just something like that. It's simple, it's honest, you're not lying to yourself, but it's also a positive spin on something that you aren't happy with. And that right there can help you with your mental clarity. Once that's gone and you've already assessed that, nothingness, if you can do that, if you can blank out and not think about and kind of beat yourself over and over again, something I'm terrible at. I've been working on this my entire career for 13 years, and it still is challenging me. It challenges me every single round I play, to be honest. But I try to focus on not thinking about that. If you can do that, and Tiger Woods has said this before, when he plays around disc golf, he thinks about this. When he plays around disc golf, I want to be there. But when Tiger Woods plays golf, he thinks about golf for about 2 minutes, and that's when he addresses his shot, when he hits his shot, and then when he kind of collects his thoughts on the shot, and then he walks and he thinks about what he's going to eat for dinner that night, where he wants to. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking the same thing, honestly. A lot of time I'm thinking about food. It's like kind of one of the most common things I think.
It's always food.
But that's a great way to not boggle yourself down, because our brains aren't meant to handle that much continuous thought and that much. It's difficult to stay focused for 3 hours, to stay locked in, disc golf, disc golf, disc golf. You don't want to do that. You're going to beat yourself up. So you really want to make sure that you're focusing on everything else besides that until it's your turn to throw. Yeah, I think.
I think it's, for me, everything he said, definitely. But also something is, I try to be like really critical of my shots, and it doesn't have to be in that moment, like right after you throw it. But maybe save it till after the round, or however you personally feel like is best for you. But just, we just played this game, Fingies, good Fingies.
Good Fingy, bad Fingy.
Some silly game, but it was fun. But,
it's better than you think it is.
Also, like, I kind of will play a game with myself of just like going through all my shots after my round, and just, if it was good, why was it good? Oh, I hit that angle so good on that perfect power or whatever. And if it was bad, even if you think it was unlucky, actually think, was it unlucky actually, or could I have thrown it better? And being critical can kind of help you then the next time you have a shot like that, if it was like, say, a roll away. Why did it roll away? Did I hit the hill like this with a little bit too much hyzer and it, lost speed down the hill? Or, was that actually a spit out, or did you kind of hit it a little too high on the left? Because, when you finish around and you hear the little talk over intensity about spit outs and stuff like that, it's like, was it really a spit out? Did you actually hit the putt? And I think just being more critical of those moments helps you then in the future. And so I think just remember that every shot you throw, you can learn from, whether it was good or bad. And that shot's behind you. And that's like super cliche, like, don't think about that past shot. I am thinking about that past shot, but there's nothing I can do to change that shot, but there is something I can do to change a shot that will be similar next weekend. You know, especially here because you guys have another week here next weekend. So, you know, after this weekend, go home and think about, you know, go play this game. Good thingy, bad thingy. You guys, you can.
We'll teach you. Come ask us. We'll tell you about how to play.
But think about, okay, I was 4 over par on hole 3. How can I, you know, obviously I need to attack that hole differently next weekend, and go out to that hole specifically and think, you know, was my play not the right play? Like, do I need to, you know, play a sidearm instead or whatever, stuff like that. But just being like critical and not forgetting about the bad or the good, but just temporarily pushing it aside so you can finish out your round, I think.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming out here today.